All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Home to the cradle of basketball and the rise of football and the greatest spectacle in racing. This is All Indiana Sports presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. The Fever figured out how to win with Caitlin Clark. This time without Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colston with a litany of injuries. How did they get it going and can they keep it up? We'll discuss as we go all in.
That's correct. I'm Kevin. This is my wife, Alexis, and we are happy to present All Indiana Sports as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network and All in Sports.
This week started the Commissioner's Cup, the WNBA's answer to the NBA Cup that happens in season. The Fever will be without Caitlin Clark for at least the first two games.
Yes, and the first one they played against the Mystics, and they got the win, as you mentioned, the first win that they have been able to do without Caitlin Clark this season. It started off with their defense. It all built from the defensive end and keeping it close and slowly building to a 16-point lead. I was trying to look up, let's see, where I can find. I wanted to. Oh, the quarters here. Okay. The quarter. So it was really the third quarter that I was thinking that was the big difference. 10-point difference in that quarter.
That is.
So
good
that was kind of the big push was in the third quarter, but then unfortunately they had that. Brittany Sykes just
came alive.
Could not be stopped in the lane.
Yeah.
I told you, somebody go over there, slide over there and take a charge.
I know.
Because she would get going and just not stop.
I know.
That's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
For a charge there.
They didn't listen to you.
I was too far away,
Yeah.
apparently. Texas is a little far from Indiana.
Yes.
But they gutted it out and they pulled out the win. Aaliyah Boston, no.
Man, I was really disappointed in that.
More foul trouble,
Yeah.
but she leads the WNBA in field goal percentage
Yeah.
at 67%. She was 5 for 5 in this game, but second straight game with foul trouble.
Well, and it was actually made me nervous because of how fast and how quick it came within that first quarter. I didn't.
2 offensive fouls on moving screens.
Yeah.
What did I say about that?
I don't know.
Okay. This is sort of the time where Aaliyah Boston last year kind of came to life with Caitlin Clark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
She's used to a faster pace now.
She's now used to a person who will get off that screen real quick.
Yeah.
She
She
roll.
doesn't have that right now.
Yeah.
With Caitlin gone. Yeah.
And not to mention that, with Sydney Colston with her leg off of the last game, and then she got punched in the nose and had a sponge of some kind stuffed in there the whole game, and then late I don't know, I was trying to avoid saying tampon, but and then she had a wrist problem later in the game. She just falling off, and then so they're on to their fourth point guard. They brought, because of the size of their team and the injuries that they did, they got to have a what do they call it? You have not enough people's forget exactly what they called it, but you can pull it not on your
yeah.
Hardship.
Yeah, a hardship. You said hardship. Yeah.
And so, but I mean, Ari McDonald, she played good. What one practice and one round, she went for 7 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals.
That's pretty helpful.
And those
steals.
Yep.
That's game changing.
Yeah.
I will say, can I go back to Sydney Colston just for a second?
Yeah.
When you see a player that gets kind of beat around like that, or has the injuries that happen like that, it makes you wonder if they're conditioned well enough to be able to handle, some of the rough play and some things like that. Maybe she's just not fully conditioned, so maybe that's why she's getting knocked around. And
is that why she got hit in the nose?
No. I think that, but I also think that it's like, no, I'm not saying that at all. Come on, but I am saying that I think that you take that into account. I mean, it has nothing against her. It's just something that she's going to have to work on. Make sure she's protecting her body from injury is really what it is. It has nothing to do against her. So, just thought I'd say. Mention it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, so what? Three players in double figures, and then one with 9 in DeWanna Bonner, and Damaris Dantes had a couple good threes there. She lands with 8.
It was nice to see her playing.
Yeah, so pretty well rounded. Give the Mystics credit.
I was concerned at one point. I was like, man, this might be a really be able to pull away from this one. So.
Like we mentioned, Sykes was on a tear.
Yeah.
Iria Finn is great as a rookie. Citron from Notre Dame, also really good. Sharpshooter, good defense. So give them credit. But somehow they figured out a way to get it done.
I think that if Caitlin was playing during this time, I think that if they were playing that the team Washington, I don't think they would have had a chance of keeping up with the pace that Caitlin would have created. So that would have been a game changer and very different. But so it kind of just talks about where they are as a team as well. So.
Yeah. So that puts the Fever currently at 3-4 on the season, snapping that 2-game slide that they had without Caitlin. So I have a question then.
Okay.
Is this slide, this 2-game slide, indicative of a injury Caitlin issue? Not just Caitlin, because you had, a couple other things. Or is this, should we be worried as we were at the beginning of last season about coaching at all?
No, I don't think it's coaching. I already said that I think that this injury is maybe not so much of an injury. Maybe she did aggravate something. But
she was doing all right at the Pacers game.
Yeah.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah, but when you're in full motion playing in a sport, that's different than jumping around at a game or whatever. And she's probably okay. And if it is an injury, then they're being over cautious because they need her for the season. So I totally understand that, being cautious and really just resting her. But I don't know that that's actually I think that there was more to the story that was happening, and I think they're just taking the time. And I think she's okay. I think that they're just being overcautious in a lot of different areas, I think.
Would, forecasting now just ahead, would anything about this potential injury or, as you mentioned, maybe not so much of an injury, have anything to do with the next opponent of the Chicago Sky, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's all part of that. I think that maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. That's kind of what I was alluding to, I think that she's not playing for a reason. I think that they're gonna see their hurt as an overall in money and say like everything. I think she's not playing. They're gonna see a difference.
But why is she not playing against Chicago? You mentioned to me, why are they keeping her from playing against the Chicago Sky?
Well, Angel Reese. I don't know what you want me to say.
What do you mean, Angel Reese?
I think that there is a statement to be made, I guess. Not playing her. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. I just think that they're just trying to control some narrative that's happening and to prove some points and things like that. So I think they're just being overcautious as a whole right now.
What points are they trying to prove?
I don't know.
Spell it out for us, Alexis.
No, why don't you spell it out for us?
I'm not the one with this theory.
No, I'm not saying anymore. That's what I'm saying.
What do you? What are some of the narratives that are out there? Just throw out some of the narratives that are out there.
I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the narratives. I don't think it's necessary to. I already have my own narratives, and it is what it is. So it'll be interesting to see how things change whenever she comes back. Be really interesting.
Are you paying extra close attention to how this Fever team performs against the Chicago Sky without Caitlin Clark?
What do you mean? What are you alluding to?
I'm simply at it. You said you already threw out the fact very vaguely that Caitlin missing the Chicago Sky game has something to do with Angel Reese. So what in particular are you paying attention to in this game without Caitlin Clark?
I guess there's a few different things. I think that there's the see if people come just for Angel Reese. I mean, Caitlin's not going to be playing. She's going to be sitting bench, and she's going to be an incredible cheerleader and coach like she is on the sidelines. I mean, I have to take a second and just really, I've been so impressed by her leadership off of the bench for these, for her teammates while she's not able to play. That's been really awesome to watch. But I think that they're going to see that, sorry, the cat is saying hi to me. They're going to see a difference in how many people show up, ticket sales, money making, the money that's being brought in. If it changes, is it just for Angel Reese? Because she says that just as many people come to see her as they do Caitlin. This is really where you want me to go. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a point proven to see if people do really show up for Angel Reese the way that she says that they will. I think also, I think it really shows where women's sports are going. And I think that women are standing up for themselves and saying, hey, if for some reason this was a narrative that maybe she's not injured, maybe she totally is, and that's what it is. Maybe she's proving a point, just saying that we have the narrative. We have control of, we have more say than what people think that we do. So I think there's a few different things. I think that, she and Angel on the floor are really at each other a lot too. So are they protecting that and making sure that everything stays kosher? I don't know.
Are they at each other, or does it really more just go one way? Because I look at it and I see I'm referring to the one major incident that has happened thus far this season.
Yeah.
That there was a hard foul.
Yeah.
To prevent an easy basket.
Sure.
Albeit not a very easy basket, because we know who was shooting it, and that person, Angel Reese, is really good at missing the shot so they can get the rebound. But sorry. Not sorry. So there was a hard foul.
Yeah.
And as to prevent the easy basket, but also to stand up for the teammate that she felt was a recipient of a push-off foul. Mm-hmm. And then that turned into Angel Reese going after Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
While Caitlin Clark just walked away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that you have to realize that Caitlin is so smart, and she's a really classy girl, really classy lady. Holds herself well. I think she does well with media, her teammates, her coaches. I think she listens well. I think she's just an incredible all-around person. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't make a certain like eye contact, because as an athlete, you can, when you're warming up, when you're getting ready, when you see each other, you know, those, you're just, even the looks can get somebody going, like Angel Reese. Like she's easily set off. So it's kind of an easy target a little bit. And she's done that to herself somewhat because of the explosive player that she is. I think that, you know, she allows this to happen easily. So I think she eggs it on. I think Caitlin eggs it on. I don't think she's, you know, completely innocent. She's definitely a very smart athlete, and she knows how to push buttons. And we may not see those buttons that are being pushed. So she's probably not completely one-sided. Do I think that the approach that is handled when trying to resolve those type of things is not done well. So, but anyway.
As you know, though, I'm sure you have been a
view.
recipient of this. It is most likely not the first, it's not the instigator that gets called for the penalty or recognized for it. It is the backlash.
Yeah.
It is the second person.
How it's handled.
And so you're right. There are two sides to every story.
Yeah.
There may be a little something said, a little look, whatever, but
how often do we say to our own kids, though, you know, you are only responsible for your body and your actions. Like, that's something that is done better on one side than the other. So,
yeah, I'm interested to see, because the Fire I keep saying the Chicago Fire, wrong sport. The Sky have come on and they've gotten some wins, and let's see what they have in store now, especially now that the Fever have seemed to found a little way without Caitlin Clark. We will see how long Sophie is out, and see how much longer Caitlin may be out as well.
Yeah.
I will be very interested, and I will take more heed of your theory if Caitlin Clark decides, or the Fever decide, that she's clear after the Sky game. That does appear a little suspicious in my book.
I don't know if they'll been just so they aren't suspicious, right? You know,
I don't know, but they said 2 weeks, and 2 weeks would be right within that. I mean, the Tuesday window of their next game following the Sky is right on the border, and so you could go either way. Just saying.
Or she shows up for the Sky game.
I highly doubt that. I highly, although to suddenly pull that out does seem,
I'm just saying,
a little fun.
That's what I would do if I was the athlete. That's
surprise.
Exactly
I'm back.
That's exactly what I would do, because they wouldn't have practiced for her.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They
true.
wouldn't. They wouldn't have practiced. They wouldn't have.
Little NFL injury report action.
Yeah.
Yep. Game time decision.
Yeah.
Yep. I got you. I understand.
Like, I wouldn't it past her to have been like, oh no, this is what I'm going to do. This is how we're going to do this.
That is all. With Liam as we break down game one of the NBA Finals as the Pacers take on the Thunder. Then we'll be back on Saturday to discuss that Fever's second game of the Commissioner's Cup, the visit to the Sky in what could be the final game without Caitlin Clark. We will see.
This is Alexis.
And this is Kevin.
What am I?
Reminding
you to stay all in Indiana.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.